So, you got a war. When is it? Is it tomorrow? I need to know. Well, that doesn't help. I need something simple. So you have multiple event times across many time zones between various groups. How do you coordinate it all? You need Teamup, the Teamup calendar. So in the calendar, you have your options of multiple sub-calendars, and you can view it in list view, like I have here. You can add details, or you can take away the details. You can view it in week mode, or be able to see your events coming up throughout the week. You have multiple time zones that you can work with. So changing the time to Berlin time will show up like this in the week view, and you'll see that the time has changed. Down in the lower right hand corner, you'll see that the time zone has changed. So is it free? Yes. How to create my own calendar. Go to teamup.com, and it will give you a screen here. Click on the green free calendar button, and then input your calendar name, or you can change this later. Put in your email address. You can change your time zone, show all the time zones that are available here. You can change your languages. And yes, we're going to use the basic version here. And you can choose whether it's going to be a team calendar or an empty calendar. We're just going to use it empty. And what we'll do is we'll create up a link here. And when you click on that link, you'll be going to your calendar and we'll start to adjust it. It comes with two sub-calendars, and we're going to adjust those right now. So one of the things I like to do is when I'm creating a calendar, I like to have a or start time and give it a color. Let's give it a sort of neutral color, and that should be good for now. And we also like to sort of create a war end time, and sort of like to make that sort of a green color for a payout color. So there's my two calendars. I like to add a calendar for war search times so that your friends and your teammates might know when your war searches are. So let's go to the war search and make that a little bit more bright red. All right, those are our three sub-calendars. So let's take a look at our calendar here. We're in view here, just reviewing it as the administrator. And so basically you as the creator will be the administrator. You can press the edit down here. It's the same as hitting the settings button over in the upper right hand corner. But let's go to general settings and take a look. So I like this view because you can see the different color schemes for the various calendars that we have. All right, so let's go to the date and time. Right now I'm in the Eastern time zone, and you can show the time zone. You can enable automatic time zone detection. That means that anybody comes to your calendar, it will sync up to their time zone. You can choose the various date formats. You can add a 24-hour clock if you like. You can choose the time it starts. So like I usually try to start it at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, so I have all the hours there because you never know when wars are going to be. The start date is usually the current date. And let's look at calendar views. So the calendar view, I usually like to have it in list view because that's the easiest way to see it, especially when you're viewing it on iOS or something like that. It's kind of hard to see the whole week. So if you put it in list view, you're able to see just the list of the things that are coming up during that time. Let's go back in settings. So we want to, in calendar views, the resolution is how many sort of gradations. So here's what it would look like if you were 60 minutes gradations, and here looking like 5 minutes. So you have a lot more spaces to sort of put wars in. So I like to keep it to 5 or 10 minutes, and then it will be easier to sort of stack your war times. So you can add your scheduler view, your day view, your multi-day view, your week view is enabled. We don't really need a month because we don't have a whole lot of things. We don't need the multi-week view or the year view. Agenda view is fine, but so the list view, we only need like 1 week. Yeah, only 1 week to be grouped by, and you can show details by default, but I'm going to leave that off right now. So, and this is what it sort of looks like. So your identity, you can change your calendar title. It takes about 24 hours to change. You can add custom logos and that kind of thing to make it look nicer. Here's your current calendars, and sharing is cool because then you can give out these kind of links to your people that are helping you modify the calendar every day. And here's a read only or read only without details. So you have those options to share those links. You can assign user groups and to give certain people certain calendars, and you can make those all available or not available. One thing about the administrator is that when you create a calendar, it's going to send an email to your email address, and it's going to have your link to your administrator account, so you can always get back in. You can export events to your iCalendar, and you can see that this is the basic plus membership is $96 a year, but we don't really need that. You can export all your ending times or all your subcalendars to your iCalendar, but when you're trying to share, you just want to highlight that link, and then you can look at it right now. You can see in the upper right-hand corner that this is a modifier. It doesn't have the settings that you can't, but it has all the other stuff that you might be able to export your feeds, your iCalendar, or all calendars to the war ending search or start times. You can set notifications to your email address, and set up your daily agenda to your email address in a number of days. So there's a lot of good sort of sharing and your sort of itinerary setup. But we have no events in here, so we really can't really see what's going on. So let's add an event. You can title the event, and we are basically looking at the all day view, so we need to take that from all day, and it's going to be a start time. We take away the ending time, and who are we battling? In this case, it's Synergy Warriors, and we need to set up the time when it's going to start. Timeanddate.com. So here we are, time and date, and it's a site of all different kind of calculators. So the calculator I like to use is the add and subtract calendar. So here you can input your day, the time, and add so many hours to the, so I just clicked on the add the time. So you want to click today, and then click now, which puts in whatever time it is now, and then you will add the numbers in minutes of the event that starts from now. So like your war time or your war ending time. You calculate, and it's going to show you right here what the date and the time is that your event is going to start, whether it's a search time, whether it's a war ending time or a war start time. So let's go back and remember that. That was at 12:53 p.m. And sort of get it close here. We can actually get on the browser, we can actually type in the actual time. Now, right now it's set up to be like a 1-hour event. And if we save that and we look at the list view, it's pretty easy to see. But on the week view, it takes up a full hour. So we want it to be sort of a line view so that we can have multiple wars in the same hour if need be. So let's go back into that and edit and just make it the same time, 12:53 to 12:53. So now when we go back to the week view, it will just be one line with that information. So we're here at the list view. Now we look at that event. You can add information down below. Usually I like to put in who's going to be in the war so that they know whether they're in that war or not, and they can always come back this in a reference. So those are the details. You can just click on the details here and sort of see right away who's in that war. And this is something that the general would do. So let's add another event. So Wars Over Family 2, and it's we go back and we look at when the war starts. We go ahead and click now again, and then we add the time that needs to be added from now until when that event is. So we calculate the new date, and now it's at 1:58 p.m. So we type in the 58 here and then change. One of the things I notice is that it's actually on Sunday, not on Saturday. So 1:58, we hit save, and I notice that the other war needs to be on, not on Saturday, but on Sunday. So there we have the two events in there. Let's add who the opponent is, and potentially you could add in details. Sometimes I like to copy the event, and we're going to copy it to the day 24 hours after the war starts, and this is where we would make a loot time. So change the title a little bit to say that it's loot. We save, and now we can sort of see the start time, and then copy it to the 24 hours later to be a loot time. Change the subcalendar so that it's easily identifiable, and we save so we can see that the ending times on Monday are loot times. So let's add another event, and this is going to be a start time. So we look at the game and find out when it's going to end. And we set our calculator to 10. So still today, we click on now, it changes the minutes. We click on the hours, and it's in 8 hours and 38 minutes from that time. We click on calculate, and it's going to change that result. Now we see it's on Sunday at 7:22 a.m. So let's go back and add that time. Make sure that's the right date. It's actually Sunday, and it was 7:22 a.m. And you can just type it all out directly, 7:22 a.m. or p.m. And it will correct it. Just make sure that your hour time is set to 7 or to the same time as the input time. Okay guys, that's it for this tutorial. Check out my smartphone tutorial for Teamup.